Hello and welcome to THR India. Today we're going to be talking about Karthik Subbaraj's Retro. We get the year's most audacious single take that mixes moods, genres and plot points. We also get an earnest Suriya trying very hard to hold the film in place, even when it's trying to say a lot. Some of these subplots are cool and fascinating, the others are lofty and alienating. But overall, it's a film that ended up earning my respect for the way it wanted to say so much. Now that's my shorter review. Let's talk about the film in detail. Has there ever been another Tamil filmmaker as obsessed with the idea of irony as Karthik Subbaraj? You find this obsession in his earlier works too, including the very concept of making a feminist film by giving us the story of three flawed men, or the way in which a film about the government's indifference towards workers who suffered mercury poisoning was addressed in a silent film. Most recently, he also gave us a school teacher named Gandhi who goes on to become the biggest bootlegger in Tamil Nadu. But in his latest Retro, irony isn't just in the details that make up the subtext. It is very much a part of the text as well. This includes something one of the characters calls beautiful irony, like how a laughter therapy clinic is set up at the same spot that once housed the gallows. Or all the cheeky fun Karthik is having when Santosh Narayanan plays a tune that resembles a lullaby, when Suriya's character Paari schools a bunch of bad guys while they call him Dr. Chaplin. You find the same irony playing out when he decides to write a love story about a violent, relentless fighter like Paari who falls for Pooja Hegde's Rukmini, a doctor, a healer who's against violence of any form. But the decision to name the lead couple Paari and Rukmini isn't just because the film wants to repurpose the metaphor of Lord Krishna and wife Rukmini. Subbaraj has also planted a second layer by giving the Rukmini character the composure of Buddha. But the conflict isn't limited to Paari giving up his violent ways to be with Rukmini. It takes this conflict and then doubles down by making it a debate between the path of peace chosen by Buddha and the path of war as advised by Lord Krishna. It really is a fascinating starting point, making Retro a more complex film than the one you'd imagined at the halfway mark. Up until then, Retro takes its time trying to figure out what kind of film it wants to be. Paari's life itself began with the sight of intense violence, and that's why we are told that Paari finds it impossible to smile. In true Karthik Subbaraj fashion, Retro isn't just about Paari finding his home or his journey towards non-violence. It is also a film in which Suriya's smile gets the author-backed privilege of a complete character arc. At times, one finds the film losing focus in its hurry to say all the clever things it's trying to say. But even as it tries to find its rhythm, we get Karthik Subbaraj ending the debate, at least when it comes to single takes in Tamil cinema. It's the season of single takes, including shows like The Adolescents and The Studio, or most recently in Vikram's Veera Dheera Suran. But in the wonderfully audacious single take in Retro, we get a potent mix of genres and moods, all set during a wedding reception, as we keep getting snippets of the viral Kanima song. But it's the same fun that we start missing when the film shifts places, moods and genres for it to also talk about a cause. Now we know this about Karthik's cinema and how almost all his films come attached with an issue. Some are organic and important to the soul of the film, like it was in Jigarthanda DoubleX. In other instances, like in Jagame Thandiram, the cause felt like an excuse to give us more than just the Karthik Subbaraj style that made us his fans. In Retro, I had mixed feelings about the cause the film's trying to talk about, not because of the topic. The issues are with how these points are brought up and the silly way they get resolved. Another reason one finds Retro getting weaker is when we are introduced to a villain and a subplot too late into the film. From a layered, complex film that's already stuffed with a potent mix of ideas, we are thrown into an even newer world that is part Squid Games, part Hunger Games, and wholly absurd. The only reason we feel invested, despite so many jumps in narration, is because Suriya never allows for us to overlook his character. Even when the film transforms into the story about the chosen one too late into the film, we pay attention not because we're buying into the film. We do that only because we're buying into Suriya's conviction. Retro might not work at all levels, but it's a film that ends up earning your respect for the wild swings it takes and for the wilder ways in which it wants to say them. Now that's my review of Retro. If you like this review, please hit like and subscribe to The Hollywood Reporter India.